Hi, everyone. Hello, everybody. It's Trish here. How are you all? Hi, everyone. Sorry, that's my phone. I'll just turn the volume down. Sorry. Okay, here we are. How are you all? Hopefully, we'll be able to see all the comments. Now, I'm going to let you know I'm actually streaming to you here tonight from StreamYard, which I have used a few times. And I'm hoping that all the comments will come up on the screen where I am watching, hopefully. If not, I do have my phone in front of me. We all have been having these technical issues with Facebook and different streaming platforms where the comments from everyone aren't showing on different platforms. So I do apologize right from the beginning if you do see me looking down, because I will have to check my phone at times if it all doesn't work on here as we would like it all. But so far, I think we're doing okay. There's a few people coming on board. I'll just give it a few more moments, another minute, and just get a few people on. I can see there's some people here saying hello and good evening to you all. If you could pop in your name and where you are located, so the country where you are, because we do have some overseas people here, and I always like to see where you are from, whether you're in Australia or overseas. Hello, Leanne. Is that how you say it, Leanne? From Melbourne. Ritu, not sure where Ritu is from. We have a few other people here. So pop in where you're from. Thank you. Gina is in Perth. Fantastic. Sarah from Queensland, thank you. So Kelly, Tracy, everybody. India, fantastic. Good to see you here. Paris from Australia, fantastic. Tracy's in Queensland, beautiful. Thank you, Tracy. Thank you, thank you. Izzy from the UK, thank you very much. We have, I'm sorry, Hannah and Sean, is it from New Zealand? Wonderful. Thank you very much. Okay, so just keep that coming with your names and where you're from, because we have such a broad spectrum of people who visit me on here. I always like to see where you are. So hello, everybody, and good evening. My name is Trish, and I am the founder of Pathway to Peace. I am a certified soul practitioner, amongst many other modalities that I use, such as Reiki. I'm a crystal therapy practitioner. I am an actual certificate holistic counsellor. I'm a rainbow retreats for teenage young children and their parents. I do all sorts of things. I volunteer in my community helping people. I do all sorts of things, and I have lots of modalities. I also have been, I suppose, what everyone is very familiar with, being a psychic medium for many years. So I've sat in lots of circles. I am a certified circle high Izzy facilitator as well. So as you can see, I have lots of things under my belt that I can offer you and that I do use in my services with my beautiful clients. Now, I have popped up in there just before we get started with what I'm going to chat about, and then hopefully we'll do some readings, is I have put at the beginning, and I hope you can all see it, and give me a yes if you can. I've popped in there who I am. I've put in the link for my Facebook page, my business page, Pathway to Peace, and I invite every single one of you on here tonight to go in and join my Facebook page, to like it and share it if you would with your family and friends, so that we can get the word around, so that we can help as many people as we can as well, and offer the services. Okay, so if you can do that for me, that would be fantastic. And I'd like to see you over in there, because I do lives and different things in that business page as well. So if you would like to participate in more than just being just on here through here, please pop in there. It would be wonderful. So I think comments and things seem to be going okay. I think so. All righty. Well, from what I can see, everybody, what I have been led to talk about today, and this has been, they prepare me way ahead of time for what I want to talk about, and I've actually been a bit confused myself as to what the chat tonight was going to be. Also, if you can let me know that you can hear me okay, please. I do have my microphone on, and I forgot to do a check with you on that. Sorry, guys. So someone can let me know from a couple of different places that you can hear me would be great. Okay, so what I wanted to talk about tonight, as I say, has been varied. There's been a lot of information being downloaded on an energetic level from universe, spirit, as I call it in my belief systems and in how I work. Thank you, Wendy. Thank you. Thank you, Karen. So everyone's hearing me. Fantastic, guys. Thumbs up. Thank you. So what I wanted to talk about was, as I say, it's been a mixture of emotions and feelings, to be quite honest. Now, some of you may or may not know, I'm not doing readings just yet, so just hang on to your questions if you can. I like to get on here and I like to talk. I like to speak about what energy and spirit and universe has led me to share with you. So this is where we're heading tonight. So the chat is, as I was just going to say, is being led by a multitude and a mixture of feelings and emotions. And I was just about to say I wasn't on here last week. I do come on here at 6 p.m. every Tuesday evening, Australian Eastern Standard Time. Last week I wasn't on here because I decided to have a week off last week, which I think I really needed. I needed it to regroup myself. I needed to just kick back and, get through the parts where I was feeling very tired. I was feeling a bit worn out, and I know why I was feeling like that, because I've had a lot of things going on, with the work I do and the business and family and different things and for myself. And it was time for me to realize that, and that's what I did. But I think also part of that learning curve of having, the last 5 to 7 days of just doing my thing, getting out walking, being in nature and just doing whatever it took, was part of this journey of the preparation of being here in the southern hemisphere with the spring coming and getting prepared about, well, what is it that I want to do? Where do I want to go? How do I want to expand myself as an individual? And how can I guide other people to expand themselves as well? Because this is something very, very important. Some people on here, like in the UK lovely people that are on here, for example, they're going to now prepare for the cooler weather going into the winter. We here in the southern hemisphere, in Australia, New Zealand and other places, we're very excited because the warmer weather is now going to start to come along and we'll head into summer. And I was going to talk a lot about the springtime. Hi, Viv. Hi, Cherie. I was going to talk mainly about here in our hemisphere, the springtime, and getting prepared for the spring and stepping forward into everything that we need to step forward in to achieve our goals or to evolve, to expand our lives, to expand our being, and to really bring in and be actioning and doing, everything that we envisage within our being. And when I say within our being, within our soul, within our core, because most of us spend a lot of waking moments, the word scamming has been given. And what spirit means by that is we're scamming with ourselves. We're preparing. We're telling ourselves, when spring comes, I'm going to do this. When spring comes, I'm going to do that. And this is going to be great. And I'm going to go and do that gardening. I'm going to do this planting. I'm going to start walking. I'm going to start swimming because it'll be warmer. And I'm going to do all these wonderful things that I desire. And I'm going to get out more. Getting out more is a little bit difficult. We all understand that in the circumstances that we're in. But, that getting out more can be just simply going out your back door or your front door, or going out on your balcony and just, bringing in the air, smelling it, seeing it, feeling it, being part of universe rather than being behind closed doors, whether it's an actual door or so this conversation was have tonight, then I realized that if I concentrate on simply spring, where does that leave the beautiful people here from the places, like I said, like UK and other places, who are going into the cooler weather and then going into the quite cold weather? Well, I think we can actually apply the similarities of the conversation and the information and the energy to the cooler months as well. But we just do it a little bit in reverse. So the reason I'm speaking in this way is so that people can connect with what I'm talking about no matter where you are. So if you are going into the cooler months, preparing into the winter, and in the quite cold countries, clearly, yes, you will be behind doors. You will be inside a lot more because it will be so cold. You'll be experiencing snow. Perhaps people will be in, knee-deep ice even, depending where you are. But we can still do this moving forward and this evolving, because whilst you're behind those doors, you may not be able to get out to do the planting of the seeds as such for the gardening and go for the big walks, etc. But you can plant different seeds. You can sit and do your writing. You can do intuitive writing. You can get into some more books that you've been perhaps putting off because now you're indoors, in the warm. You've got a bit more time because you're not out and about. So there's many ways that you can be doing, the same scenario. You can be planting seeds in readiness now, even in the cool weather, in readiness for when your springtime comes and your summer comes, so that you're creating. So in actual fact, when we think about it, it doesn't matter what the weather, we still go into a season with thoughts, don't we? Every season seems to come with a particular thought. Summer comes with feeling, talking, knowing, wanting, and going, to beaches, long walks. We want to be near water more and so on. We want to get out more. We want to see people more. We want to go picnic more. The cooler brings us back indoors and we retreat and we find other things and we go, okay, it's cooler weather now coming to winter, so we start to prepare. So we might go out and buy a whole heap of craft things. We might go out and buy more wool for knitting and crocheting, or we go out and we buy, the paints for painting and doing perhaps décolletage type crafts and making beads and all sorts of things. So we are actually sowing seeds, really, when we think about it overall, when we open our mind, don't we? When we open our mind, we are always sowing a seed for some sort of season. Even in the cooler weather, if you're going from the autumn into the winter, your autumn schedules and routines and what you do are completely different to the winter. And the same here, and the same with spring and summer, isn't it? So there's always something going on. And as a human being, as a physical vessel, our physical chemical brain, it's always turning. Remember, it's always turning. It's always going. And we've also got that Mr. Ego who lives in there with us, telling us what to do, when to do, and how to do it. So this is another thing that we can start to concentrate on and go, you know what, I'm the boss of the wash here. I am planning my involvement. I am planning sowing my seeds no matter where I am for whatever that reason is. So, this physical reaction is very normal. So it's a time to go really within and listen to what your inner core, your inner being is telling you, and go with that, because your soul knows its truth and it knows what is good for you, what brings you health and wealth in your health. Not just, the money and the dollars in the physical regimes, but, we're also talking about our spiritual beings. Okay, so this is where this conversation has actually evolved from quite a bit here, to bring all the seasons in together and how we react and how we prepare. We're putting the ceiling on in some places, and some places we're opening the ceiling up. Some places we want to keep the rain and the snow out, and other places we're preparing to let the sunshine in. And this is what I want you to do for yourself in general. So now we're sort of moving on now from the generalization of it to you as an individual, okay? To you as an individual. So as an individual, I want you to start being more open, but I want you to be more present with yourself, okay? be more available to yourself as well. Start being with you more. Start the conversation with you more. You know, we can all talk a lot at any given time, and we can talk to all the people around us, whether it's family, friends, or work colleagues. You know, the repairman that comes, you know, we talk a lot, and we can manage sometimes, as the old saying goes, to solve the problems of the world in the conversation that we've had. But what a lot of us have forgotten to do is to really have a conversation with ourselves. And a lot of it is really, really more needed now to do this because, unfortunately, of the environment that we are living in. We are living, as the saying goes, in a new norm. And this new norm, really, we don't even know what that is yet, because the world has changed with everything that has happened on mental, physical, economical basis. It's all new, and we're not really going to get a feel or a knowledge or a knowing for how our life will travel just yet for another 6 to 12 months is what Spirit brings to me. So we're still in the learning process, but what they're saying in that learning process is, don't forget to have conversation with self. We're so busy upholding other people, you know, our husbands, wives, partners, lovers, boyfriends, and our children through different hard times, that we forget that we need to have a conversation with ourselves about how can you be kept in Ming condition. You know, we talk about cars being Ming condition. Well, we want you as a beautiful human being living this life in this moment and going forward for a very long time to be in optimum health, optimum wealth of that health. And this is something that's important. So what they're saying is, have the conversations with yourself before you have the conversations with other people. Now, what are those conversations that they're referring to? They're really simple. The conversations are things like getting up in the morning and getting out of bed. And we all have a routine when we get up in the morning. You know, we wake up and we rub our eyes and we think, oh, God, what time of day is it? And the thoughts go, my God, it's the day already, and I've got to get up, and there's this and that and the other to do. But what they want you to do is just come back to the simplicity of everything. Throw that routine to the wind and try it differently. And by trying it differently, what they'd like you to do is just to wake up, but wake up gently. What does that mean? Be kind, okay? Be kind to yourself, okay? And what does be kind to yourself mean? It just simply means, okay, we do have a scammer on here. I'm just going to stop. So Godwin Kenneth, leave the site now or you will be reported. You are not to contact anyone on here to inbox you for reading. So if anybody is seeing that, please ignore it. And I'm going to block that user as we speak because they are scammers. So please don't answer any of these people. Okay, please do not answer any of these people. I have just blocked Godwin Kenneth on here. So if you can see him on your screens, I suggest that you block that person from contacting you or seeing your profiles and so forth. So going back to what I was saying, the simple things, so get up and be kind and say to yourself, I'm just going to take it that little bit slower this morning. You're going to be kinder. Get up and tell yourself what a wonderful person you are and how much you love yourself. And that's what Spirit is asking for you to do. And they want you to do that every day for 7 days without question. Don't even question it, but listen to it. Listen to the words. Get up every day and tell yourself what a wonderful person you are and how much you love yourself. And then move on through your day. And then when you move through the day, if things don't quite feel like they're going to plan, okay, just stop and tell yourself again what a wonderful person you are and how much you love yourself. I really want you to take this to the biggest height that you can. And this is going to also help you to evolve as a person and have that wealth of health of mind, body, and spirit. Now, you're probably thinking by now, what is it that she's even talking about tonight? Well, I can tell you that it will all make sense, and it does make sense, okay? And this chat tonight is, you wouldn't see it and you wouldn't know it, but it's all being given intuitively. It's all being channeled through from universe and spirit for me to deliver to you. So it is something that sometimes it sounds like you're talking jargon, but in fact it's not, because it's being delivered from the highest of the highest, from those who know us well, from those who have lived before us and those that we haven't even known have lived before us, and from the universal energies of everything that comes from good, from love and light. So this is where this chat is coming from. And then during each day for the next 7 days, they want you to do this process. And then when I come back on here next Tuesday night, I'd love to see you all back, or even before then, contact me through my business page, through Messenger, and let me know how you're going with that. Because I guarantee you, if you do this, things are really going to change for you. And this is a time where you need it. So we've come away from just concentrating on spring. We've incorporated all seasons, no matter where you are, being able to manifest as part of manifestation. When we manifest, this is what we're doing. So your manifestation for moving forward from this moment on is about telling yourself how wonderful you are, beg my pardon, and how much you love yourself. And you can even add a question to that and say, why do I love myself this much? And then you go into why, and that why should be is because I am the most wonderful person I know. I love myself. I love who I am, and I love being me, and I love everything that is within me. And if there are things in there that you don't love, write them down, look at why you don't love them, and make a second column and talk to yourself. This is part of having the conversation about what it is there that you don't like, and then how you can change that. And that's moving forward more. If anybody needs help with that, please contact me through Messenger, through my business page, and we can sort that out as well. But this is part of the process of all this involvement and planting the seeds. So we're planting all the good seeds. You know, we want all the beautiful flowers to pop. We want all the beautiful fresh and green leafy vegetables and salads to pop, but we want them to pop up in you as well. Okay. Also, when you've done that in the morning and you do it through different parts in the day, you know, if you do this 10 times a day, you're going to find a big difference. But don't feel like you're really silly because you're doing it so many times a day. It's an affirmation. That's what it is. And affirmations really work. And when we really talk to and this is part of your talking to yourself, and when we really talk to ourselves on a loving platform, we start to understand and we start to believe, and we do start to love ourselves, and we start to listen. And again, this is what they want you to do. Have the conversation and listen, okay? So it's, you know, an analogy there is, if you tell a child long enough that they're not smart, all they hear in their mind and in their soul is that they are not smart. So you've actually given them an affirmation all the time, and they believe it because you've told them so often. If I tell you every day, you are not smart, you're not the smartest cookie in the jar, you're not smart, you're not the smartest cookie in the jar, within a few days, I'm believing it, because this is what you keep telling me. You keep giving me this affirmation. So if you're giving me this affirmation, it must be true. Well, no. So give yourself the right affirmations as well, okay? And also take it on board to give other people affirmations that are of upliftment and love and support and respect, okay? And for yourself, speak to yourself with respect, okay? And yes, Paris, it is self-care. It is part of our self-care. If we don't look after ourselves, this is what's happened. And when I say if we don't look after ourselves, I'm not talking about simply, you know, if we drink too much wine, or we eat too much chocolate, and we eat too much rubbish, and we don't eat good food, and we get takeaway in all the time, etc. Obviously, we're not nourishing our body. We're not nourishing this vessel, this skeleton with all the bones and the muscles and the plasma and the blood and everything else, the ligaments, everything that carries us from place to place, it breaks down, doesn't it? It becomes broken in some way, shape or form. Well, so does your mental health, so does your spirituality, and so does your self-love. So yes, it is self-care. It is part of supporting yourself. So use the affirmation that Spirit has given you here tonight. It's, you know, it really is something that is very important. So they've been bringing me this to you for a few days now. So I hope that that all helps you all. I know it makes sense. I know it makes sense. And I sincerely hope that it helps you all to create something that is wonderful, that is beauty within you. And that's part of what it's about as well. Part of what the conversation is about getting you to recognize the beauty within. And this is where it comes by telling yourself how much you love yourself. And when you start to hear it and you feel it and you believe it, it's really, really exciting. You might feel a bit silly at first, getting up first thing in the morning and then telling yourself, all day how much you love yourself and how great you are. But you know what? If you don't tell yourself and you expect other people to be telling you, it's not the same, because the way they love you is not the way you love you. Okay? So please start loving yourself. And the other thing I need to add to that is, when you start to love yourself, when you start to believe in yourself, when you understand, recognize, and connect with loving yourself, but also the honesty associated with that, the unconditional honesty and love, your love for others changes too. And you might find yourself thinking, well, I have loved this person over here for a very long time. But then all of a sudden you find, when you feel into that love for them, it's really something different. And you find more beauty than you thought you ever had. Okay? And you may even find that people that you've been loving, perhaps it really isn't love. It's more of a loving friendship, loving relationship, but not perhaps the love that you thought you had for them. And that can be a very good thing too, because it stops you from being in friendships, relationships, and situations where you feel like you've got this undying love for this person. But in fact, no, it's not an undying love at all. It's a love, but it's not the love perhaps you thought you had, because you are learning something within you and you're understanding more about what love actually is. It's easy to say to people, I love you, but what does it really mean if you don't know it yourself, if you're not loving yourself? So you really need to love yourself unconditionally to be able to love anybody else on any platform or to any level. Okay, all right. So, okay, I'm going to draw a couple of cards for some people. Okay. Good girl, Casey Morrison. Casey tells me that, I'm going to pop your comment up in front of me. Casey Morrison says, yes, I'm guilty of that. And she's been working on being nice to herself. Well, congratulations, Casey, on recognition of knowing that you've not been loving yourself and being nice to yourself. So that's really nice. So, Casey, I'm going to draw a card for you. Casey, while you're here. So remember, everybody, go over to my Facebook page, Pathway to Peace, and like and share that page. And there's going to be a lot more things happening in there. I have got another group, Dare, Ignite, Awaken, but I'm actually going to bring that over to Pathway to Peace. Things are going to be operating in there a little differently. Okay. So Casey Morrison, I'm going to pull you a card, my love. Paris Norton, I'm going to pull a card for you. So what I'm going to do tonight, everybody, is I'm just going to pick some names and I'll pull some cards. I'm not going to answer questions specific. I'm just going to pull the cards and give you the information that comes with the cards, or the information that comes intuitively from Spirit. Izzy Ryan. Okay, we'll pull you a card. Thank you, Sarah. Thank you very much, my love. I'm just going to go back to the beginning. Just give me a moment, see who's in here early. Sarah Gordon. Oh, actually, beg my pardon. Sarah Ballantyne Gordon. I hope you're all still on here. If I've called your name out and you're still on here, just pop something in the comment if you would, please. Ritu. I hope I've said your name right, Ritu Nainwell. In India. Okay. Let me see what's down here. Sorry. All right, might just go with the ones that I've pulled out so far. So Casey Morrison, Paris Norton, Izzy Ryan, Sarah Ballantyne Gordon, and Ritu Nunwell. I'll pull some cards for you, and when I've done those, I'll see who else is on here that I will pull a card for. So Casey Morrison. Okay, Casey, I'm going to pull cards from you. These are from Osho's cards. So Casey, I'm going to pull you 1, 2 cards, and we'll see what they say. Card 1 is intensity, and card 2 is projections. Now, intensity. I'll just hold that up for you. Just see where we can see that without having too much glare there, I think. Hopefully you can see that. I'll pop it up there, and I don't want to cover my face either. So intensity, okay? So you can see that the energy in this card, I'll just put it in front of my face just for the moment, sorry, so that you can see it. The energy of the card, the direction that's going in, and all the colour is pushing. It's almost like an energy field in this card, okay? And what I mean by that is it's almost like the chakras, because the chakras, you know, they spiral. They start small, they spiral around, go, and they become bigger as they go. Well, this card is almost like that. So, Casey, I know you mentioned you've been doing some meditations and being nice to yourself. So you've actually been caught up in the wind prior to actually starting this, okay? And that's what this card denotes. And the intensity of it all has been fairly heavy for you. You've been learning a lot of things whilst you've started this journey and delving into the work and doing the meditations that you're doing. And the other card is projections. Now, if you have a look at that card, okay, mirroring, which is what you talked about. Fantastic how Spirit draws the cards out that go with the conversation. So mirroring. But whilst you're doing the meditations, okay, just really have a look at who's in that mirror with you, please, if you would, okay, because there's more than you that needs healing, okay? I want you to delve into your relationship with others, okay? I won't say husband because there's a lot of people who have partners rather than husbands and wives and things these days, so, and I like to be respectful of that. So have a look at the relationship and, again, the intensity of it all. Remember the intensity, okay, and bringing in the projections. So the mirroring meditations are good, but you've actually got to do some more work getting deep down into some ingrained problems that are in there and healing them. But you need to do that by having the conversation, if you would, please, Casey. You need to be having more conversations, okay? I know we've talked about looking after ourselves and the self-love tonight, but in this instance, the information that comes through is that you need to be doing that as well. All right, okay. So the next person is Paris Norton. Okay, Paris, we're going to just having a little look at your picture there. Okay, Paris, so from the same deck, I'm going to draw you 2 cards, and they're coming straight from the top, actually. Yes, I feel a little bit. You're welcome, Casey, very much. Very welcome. For anyone who would like to have a reading with you can actually go to my website and you can book a reading with me. It's 60 to 90 minute sessions. We do them by Zoom, so you can go in via my website, www.pathwaytopeace.com.au. You can go in there and pay for the reading, and once you do that, I'll then be in contact with you and we'll book a time that suits us both for you to have a full reading, okay? And we do it by Zoom, so if you'd like to delve more. So for Paris, we have understanding and courage. Now, the understanding, as you can see there, Paris, okay, is you can see the doves. Some of them are behind the bars, and then you've got the larger dove down the bottom there, it's like a bar fence, okay, and there's no of it. So we've got a gap there where you can actually reach high to the heavens and you can be free. And you're looking up at the beautiful doves looking down, and that's the direction that you want to go in, okay? You want to be heard and you want to have the understanding, but you've also got to create some courage in yourself. So this, if you have a look at this here, we've got this beautiful flower coming up from the brick wall here, okay? So you've actually, it's like you've come out of the crevices of your own personal journey in your own personal life, and you've actually allowed yourself to bloom, and you are blooming, but you do have some more work to do. You've still got some things that worry you, that you are concerned with. Again, you need to be heard, but you need to be heard by yourself, heard as in listened to, okay? But I also would like you to know that you need to understand that what you crave will come, but you have to allow it. And you're craving complete happiness, okay? Craving complete happiness. You can have more happiness, but you've got to work for a little bit more, because you've got to open up your heart more. You've got to do a lot more understanding about you, who you are, but also understanding of the environment that is around you, is what they're saying. So I'll leave it there. If you need more help, you know how to contact me. Thank you, Paris. Thank you. And now we have, I believe it was Izzy. Izzy is on here somewhere. Here's